It's a good omelette. Hello, and welcome to the review of this knife and knives like these. This is the Creely Blades Mako. This version is in CPM 20CV. Currently there's opportunities to get them in the trinity of super stainless steels on a Kickstarter, and also you can buy various iterations of them from Gary and also from DLT Trading and sites like this. This is the PG version, which has got less sort of hands-on, oh, here she comes, less hands-on, finishing and things of creation than the usual Makos. She heard I was eating. And so slightly more of a like a mid production or almost a full production type version of the same knife. That being said, I've had many Makos so far because I am a steel nerd, as is Gary, and so it's been sort of the platform of a lot of my sort of steel testing blades in the past. I've had them in Crewware, Rex 121, Nitrobe 77, Magna Cut, and now CPM 20CV in this PG series model, so more production-based model here. They come with a really great little leather sheath, which I'll show you in a second once I've finished my omelette, and I'll show you how it looks next to some other knives and all that sort of thing. Hope you enjoy the review. Let's get into it. To EDC, a fixed blade, there are some benefits. Much stronger, stouter knife that's simpler to use. But the issues usually come in the form of retention. Sheath, too high and pokey. Knife too low and obvious. And despite me being a slight introvert, I still crave human companionship, so neck knives are out of the question too. This Benchmade 945, it's a pocket knife, 3 inches of blade in my pocket, and boy is that handy. But a fixed blade is handier. Why can't I carry a fixed blade in my pocket? Well, you can. Behold, the Creely Blades Mako in its wonderful leather pocket sheath, solving them fixed blade problems, making them true EDC capable tools. It's a pocket fixed blade. Got so fucking messy in here. Yes, grungy couture is what I'm after. So, these knives have been on the channel for a while. They are excellent little fixed blade knives. The cool thing about them, apart from the great knife stuff they do, is that they come with a truly excellent, truly EDC-able pocket leather sheath. This package here, folks, makes EDCing a little fixed blade knife truly an obtainable act. So the Mako is a good EDC knife because it is still a small knife. Carrying a big hip-mounted fixed blade, yeah, the capabilities are there and they are higher, but this is just me truly using it for tasks that I don't even particularly plan to do. Stuff that I really just kind of find myself doing around the home. And that is why I really do enjoy a smaller knife, because a smaller knife can sit in my pocket even if I'm going inside for a while and sitting on the couch and playing Smash Brothers. Whereas a hip-mounted SE4 or Falcon even F1 Pro, I'll find that rattling, I'll find that sticking in the side of the couch a little bit, I'll find myself just kind of knocking it and moving it about. It's a pocket knife that's a fixed blade, and that's exactly what I am after. Now let me explain what my everyday carry is. I live on a big block. I'm planting fruit trees, I'm growing plants, I'm doing all sorts of things that are outdoorsy that generally involve cutting bags of shit open, sometimes bags of literal shit. And using a folding knife for those things is fine, but there are those extra steps of using a big old dirty hand, reaching it, fumbling around the pocket clip in my pocket, pulling out a folding knife, opening it up, closing it. It's not the end of the world, but grit happens. And a fixed blade, a whole lot less grit happens to a fixed blade. It's a one-piece design, you know? Out it comes from the sheath, you use the knife, it's much more comfortable than even a very comfortable folding knife, much more comfortable. You do your cuts, and once you've got the muscle memory down, you put it back in the sheath, which is in your pocket. Truly an EDC fixed blade. This is an ulti clip. Your pocket goes under this hook here, and then you squeeze the ulti clip down, and it will not come out of your pocket. It is very positive in how it grips that pocket seam. In fact, sometimes you need to actually kind of worm it out a bit, even once you've released the ulti clip. So a very positive, very good edge retention method, which I enjoy it much more than the previous iteration of the sheath I've had, which was just a friction fit pocket clip, which, while good, was certainly not as positive, as bona fide as this guy here is at holding it into your pocket.
It's just so nice to be sharpening a blade steel.
Hello, darkness, my old
$5.50. I must be getting older. The beauty of flowers actually gives me pause. Look at my wisteria. It's just fucking lovely. Gorgeous. Resplendent. Spectacular. Marvellous. And here's my special Mr. Handsome, Mr. Kitty, who's a good kitty. Am I becoming an old lady? Main differences you'll notice between the PG and a sort of custom hand-done Creely is that the machining is slightly more, like everything's a little bit more rounded, whereas with Creely's originals, they are just more abrupt sort of edges and finishes and things like that. One's not particularly better than the other, but that's sort of the only real difference I notice. Apart from like some, as the Makos have gone on over the years, they every now and then have slightly different, like a millimeter or two in the handles of the dimensions, because generally they're handmade products. And then of course the steel's going to be different. Sometimes the blades, depending on the steels, are a little bit thicker or thinner than others, and sometimes like the grind angles are slightly different as well, because usually completely handmade products. This is my Magna Cut one, which is a little bit thicker than my other two. Just a touch thicker than the Nitrobe and the CPM 20 CV that I have on hand now. I've previously had a Crewwear and a Rex 121, which I gifted to two blokes who have really helped the channel a whole lot over the years. So these are my 3 Makos remaining. So the actual knife blade itself, great edge retention on the 20 CV steel. It's definitely what you'd expect from well-treated stuff. 550, that's about what the TRM Atom will do, also in the same steel. So absolutely no problems at all with that. It's ground very well, ground very thinly, nice and fine behind the edge, but also with the durability of a fixed blade knife. As long as you're not going to be hammering it through bits of steel or bits of wire, I think you're going to get a lot of service out of the standard configuration. And you know what I've done, I've gone and put a 17-ish degree edge, which was a little bit lower of an angle than I think it came with. I think it came at about a 19 or a 20 degree per side edge from my sort of rudimentary measurements. At any rate, wonderful little knives, the Creely Mako series. I've talked about them before. I've got no doubt I'll talk about them again. Lots of different steels available, lots of different sort of color configurations and whatnot. If you keep your finger on the pulse just a little bit with Creely blades, you'll probably find them in some fantastic new steel just around the corner as well. So right now you can get the PG series, I think, from DLT Trading, or you can go on his Kickstarter and pre-order yourself one in one of the new fantastic super stainless steels that are coming out. Check out his website, I suppose, is the best way to get on top of things. But yeah, overall, if you want a fixed blade knife that you can actually carry in an everyday way, then this knife combined with this sheath, it really doesn't get too much better.